Canada Post workers, they're poised to walk off the job for the second time in less than 6 months. And for more on the latest impasse, we go live to CP24's Arda Zakarian and the newsroom. Arda.
We could see employees on the picket line as early as Friday morning at midnight. That's when they're set to walk off the job. Now, let's bring in Dan Kelly, President and CEO of the Canadian Federation of Independent Business. And Dan, you tweeted just a couple of hours ago that the last strike affected small businesses by $1 billion. I mean, how are people preparing for this looming strike coming up?
Yeah, the impact was not small for the month-long strike. $1 billion in lost sales, increased costs, and gosh, while we're not moving into the busy retail season of Christmas like we were the last time, the implications are still very significant. Many small business owners have moved away from Canada Post, vowing never to return after the last strike. But for those who have, it is still a big worry. Many businesses pay each other through the mail, and of course, they still send some retail shipments through the mail, do ad mail as well. So these things being pulled out yet again will take its toll on a business community that is already struggling given tariffs and all the other stuff they're taking on.
For $1 billion loss for small businesses, that's a big chunk. How do they recover after that setback during the holidays?
Most have not recovered. In fact, many have not even recovered from the pandemic damage that happened many years ago. The average small firms took on $100,000 in additional debt during the pandemic. That wasn't just, of course, the Canada Post strike last year. We had rail strikes. We had port blockades. The list goes on. But this is a big deal, especially for retailers. Many small businesses still very much dependent on Canada Post. And while there are alternatives, they often come at a much higher cost. So very unwelcome. Small business optimism right now is at rock bottom levels. In fact, our indicator, the CFIB's monthly business barometer, we've never recorded measures as low in terms of small business confidence as we are today. This is really scary.
How do you think Canada Post can regain the trust from small businesses?
Well, look, there was a report just out on Friday that recommended some massive reforms to Canada Post. That is dropping daily mail delivery, moving to more community mailboxes, but investing more in business delivery, because small firms have been one of the last reliable and profitable customers for Canada Post. But if we turn off even more of them, the prospect for Canada Post getting its feet under it are very, very slim. So we actually knew what the answer was 10 years ago. In fact, all these changes that were proposed yet again on Friday were supposed to be in place by now. But the Trudeau government put the brakes on all of the reforms that are necessary. This will be a big test of the Carney government. Are they going to cave to unions and kick the can forward yet again? Or are they going to allow Canada Post to make the needed reforms to get it back to health and allow it to fight another day?
I'm sure you've been speaking to small business owners throughout this. How are they feeling?
Well, look, they're just feeling overwhelmed with all of the issues that are coming at them. Obviously, Canada-U.S. trade, the tariffs in China as well, the state of the overall economy, business confidence, and then you add strikes to the mix. One of these is going to be the straw that breaks the back of the camel. I'm really worried about where this is going to go. In fact, if we do go on a strike on Friday, I have no idea when on earth this will end, because for the postal workers union, this is an existential threat. The report out of the review report, if in fact those recommendations are implemented, it spells massive changes for Canada Post workers. So I suspect a strike may be in place for many, many weeks or months.
Dan, thank you so much for this. We appreciate your time and your insight. Dan Kelly is the president and CEO of the Canadian Federation of Independent Business. Thank you.
Thank you.